as the electronics industry was investigating the reliability of its products in the 50s, 60s, and beyond, uh, the structural engineering community was also playing the pioneering role in formulating the safety of structures on a probabilistic platform. And the effort was led by Professor A.M. Freudenthal with the publication of his famous paper, The Safety of Structures, in 1947. What I have done here is taken out one or two sentences from that paper, which identifies the key concepts of measurement uncertainty, the difference of randomness and ignorance, acknowledges statistical variations in load and strength, and calls for a probabilistic basis of the factor of safety. If we continue reading that paper, then Professor Freudenthal clearly makes a distinction between uncertainty, which we now understand as statistical variations, versus ignorance, which we now understand as epistemic uncertainty, modeling uncertainty, etc. A few years later, Freudenthal published in 1956 his paper, Safety and the Probability of Structural Failure, in which he developed these concepts in far greater detail. And we see the concepts of probability-based design standards, the seed of that idea, and particularly his understanding on target reliability, how to enforce that target reliability in design, and how to calibrate that target reliability based on risks. And in fact, he clearly points out the relation between acceptable safety standards, and the consequences of failure. The subject of structural reliability grew in the 60s and beyond. We see an emphasis on limit state design, natural hazards, data collection and modeling, and the load capacity formulation that we do today. In the 1970s, there was emphasis on development of reliability-based codes, which we now call the first generation design standards. A focus on progressive collapse led by the Ronan Point disaster, the development of the first order reliability methods or FORM, which we'll study later in this course, and a continued investigation on acceptable safety or target reliability. There were emphasis on systems reliability, variance reduction, and development of time-dependent reliability concepts from a capacity demand point of view, which again we'll look later in this course. That was in the 1980s. The 1990s saw refinement of the design standards, the introduction of the concepts of performance-based design, and a look at high-dimension problems in reliability. In this century, we see the subject evolving into nonlinear analysis, the concepts of robustness, resilience, and we see more and more interdisciplinary work taking place between structural safety and economics and sociology.